we doing? Grandparents show holiday episode here. So without further ado, let me go ahead and tell you a little bit, if you're new to this channel, if you're new to this show, what we do on this particular show is we go ahead, that came out on my channel, the Danny Salay channel, preview what's coming in the upcoming week about the Travel Man Dan show or the Food Friday show. And all during this whole show, this live edition, this fun time that we're sitting here, we go ahead and who do we got in the house? Yes, Greg is here. Yo, happy Easter, my man. All right. What we do is we go ahead and we talk about a whole bunch of stuff while we review two delicious beers. And I give you a quick score on the beer at the end, and all together we wrap it out with a quote of the week, and we have a grand time. So sit back, relax, and get ready for this live holiday edition of Weekly Beer and Video Review Show with Danny Salay. Let's get into it, guys. Well, let's get right into the beer. Why not? Okay, the first beer we're going to talk about, first beer I'm going to review, and the reason we're going right into it is because it's a big fella. It's a little bit bigger than your average, well, 12-ouncer here, and we are going to try some fun, delicious beer from across the pond, or I guess it's more further than the pond, because I think the expression of across the pond means like England and the UK and those countries. But we're gonna go to the Far East and we're gonna try out Sapporo. All right, the Japanese beer. This beer is delicious. I've had it before. I've never reviewed it on this show, but I've had it in Japan. I've had it here in America. I've had it pretty much anywhere in Asia, and it is awesome. I'm going to tell you what I think about it, and because it's the holiday, because it's a fun, good time, we're out here, we're making the show, I went ahead and got the 22-ouncer. So let's go ahead. We got the bottle cap and opener. If you're new to the show, this is the cap opener that we use. It's a little tricky today. What's going on here? All right, so we got Greg in the house. Greg, I want to say happy Easter to you, and well, without further ado, let's get right into, well, happy Easter, everybody. All right, so cracking it open. Ooh, man, it is a delicious aroma, a flavorful scent of beer, if you will. There's nothing better than a cold, just cold beer flying out, and this brown bottle. You can smell it. It smells of hops. It smells of, well, let's see what its name is. You see, the thing is, if you're new to this show, you may not know this, but I don't consider myself a beer connoisseur. Well, I just love beer. But what I do is I go ahead blindly and I go into the episode and I talk a little about the beer just as is. I pulled it off the shelf. And we got Namaste. We got Barrow's in the house. Welcome, Barrow. How are we? And so I don't really know too much about this Sapporo. It is more of a Pilsner type beer, I think. The alcohol percent is not on here. It is a pint bottle, if you've noticed. And well, let's go ahead and take our first sip of the Japanese beer, Sapporo. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is good. I've been waiting all week. Wow. Wow. Okay, so you can definitely taste. Who else we got here? Oh, right. Hey, Jamie, what's up? Yes, welcome to the show. We got some new people. We got some old people. Guys, thanks for joining me. It is a very nice beer, Greg. One of the things that I noticed right away is, well, the malty, fresh taste that it has. Right away as I start drinking it, you can taste that, you have your hoppy taste, that kind of piney, kind of like tree flavor taste. Then you have the other flavor, which is like a malt, kind of like a creamy, but, just a really refreshing beer coming out of the big brown bottle. Nice job, Sapporo. I've had you before, and, well, the best Sapporo I've ever had was, and we're going to get into it a little bit later, so we're going to, sticking on the subject, excuse me, is, well, I've had it in Japan when I was at the Tokyo Giants baseball stadium, and they walk around and they serve up Sapporo. They got a couple like Kirin Ichiban, but definitely really good stuff right here in the first sip. Oh man, it did not disappoint. So guys, I don't know if you observe this holiday, they usually have them in little, I know, I've seen them in the little silver barrels. They're pretty good. they're almost like a mini keg, right? And they're pretty good. And well, the cool thing is when I was at the Tokyo Giants game, and I also went to Yakult Sparrows, and man, that was an amazing time too. They have these like refrigerators on their back, and they're walking around. And Japan baseball is freaking amazing if you ever get a chance to see it. And one of the cool things I love about the beer people is, this is America usually has a guy like me walking up and down the stands going, cold beer, here, peanuts, you know what I mean? Give me that. And he throws them, whatever. And, that's the whole shtick of it. But in Japan, they put like the prettiest girls and like they got this huge like refrigerator of draft beer on their back and they're walking up and down. And it's just a whole great experience. One of the things I will tell you as a travel host, travel vlogger, is if you ever get the chance to go to Japan to see baseball, go check it out. If you love baseball, you'll be on another level. If you just like events and you want to see some kind of cool cultural thing, just go to one game. You will absolutely love it. I loved it. I loved my time there. I always wanted to go into the Tokyo Giants at the Tokyo Dome. Ever since I was a little kid, and I seen that movie with Tom Selleck called Mr. Baseball. I'm sure you've seen it, but it's a phenomenal movie. But really is just quite the experience. I don't know how to put it in words. It's like baseball on steroids. You will love it. The game itself is fun. They play a different style of baseball. They play more what people sometimes consider National League baseball, where they have to strategically move the runner around. But I think that's all out the door now. I think everybody's swinging for the big home run right now. And it's just a really fun experience. And, well, you can drink some Sapporo while you're at it. But, guys, I've already gone, let's see, 7 minutes in. Hey, I got my brother. Is that my brother or my father? Happy Easter. Mark, nice to see you. Dad or my brother Mark, awesome. Anytime one of my family members hop on, I gotta salute you. This is what we're drinking. We're going right back into the Sapporo. Wow, delicious. It's a little heavy, but it's also it's in that medium balance where it's a nice flow and crisp beer, but it's not too heavy like some of the malt or remember the OE 4040s and Crazy Horse and things like that. Those things will demolish you, malt beer. Hey, Dad, my dad is here. Yes, he's made it, guys. I want to apologize last week if you were here and the connection was bad. See, the thing is, during all this crazy times with the pandemic and stuff, there's a lot of throttle going through everyone's internet, so it could get spotty today. I hope not, because already 9 minutes in, we are having a blast. I got my dad here, I got Greg, I got Bora, I got Jamie. We were having a good time. Thanks for joining me. And if you observe today's holiday, I want to say Happy Easter, everybody. I hope you're having a great time. I know it sucks that you can't put on your Easter clothes or dress up your kids and go to Mass and go to, well, celebrate. I know for me, Easter was always a really special time because my dad, who's here now, and my mom always came, and they were always on point with everything. Like, they always had, for me and my brothers and sisters, giant Easter bags filled with cookies with chocolates and all kinds of Cadbury eggs and Peeps and jelly beans and and I just have such fond memories of being a child and looking for my basket, and depending what sport I was really into, they would always find, like, whether it was a chocolate baseball player or chocolate football player. It was just really, really awesome growing up as a kid. Put your Easter bonnet on. No, I never really wore one of them, but just Easter, and then of course the food. And if you know anything about me, if you know me personally, and the dad, it cooks it up, man. He cooks balinkas, or what some people call them from Eastern Europe. They're basically like cabbage rolls. Let me know if you've ever had a cabbage roll. My father was passed down the recipe, and they are the best. Dude wakes up at like 3 in the morning. You can start smelling cabbage through the house. So Easter has always been, yes, thanks, Mom and Dad. Yes, Steve is in the house. That's awesome. I got my little brother, Steven, in the house. He has appeared in several videos. What are you getting? I don't know. I think I'm gonna buy everything. And if you remember that video, but man, I just wanted to say, guys, happy Easter. If you celebrate it, if you're having a good time, share a memory, a good time that you had, something that lasted an impression in your mind of either when you were growing up or what you do as a tradition. Share it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how you celebrate Easter. I know it sucks. I'd rather be in Buffalo, New York. Dad's dinner is amazing. Yes, it is. My dad is amazing cook, man. He really. I want to do a Food Friday on his Pigs in the Blanket. If you've never seen Pigs in the Blanket, like I said, they're cabbage rolls. I'll go ahead and throw up a card right there from when I was in Lithuania eating cabbage rolls. But my dad's are always the best. We got a phone call from Mr. Tomer. Should we answer live, Mr. Tomer? Hey Tomer, you are live. You're on the Travel Man Dan weekly beer and video review show. I got you right now. I can't talk much, but how are you, sir?
Okay,
All right, okay. I'll call you later, man, or you can hop on live. I'll talk to you later.
I'm going right now to YouTube.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so I got to answer my phone when it rings. You know, you just never know who it's going to be. But I wanted to say happy Easter, guys. Let's go ahead and continue on with the show. Now, last week we didn't put out a video, okay? I'm getting a little bit, well, pressured in terms of what I can and can't do out here in Los Angeles, because really going out is you're putting people at risk. Not just, well, other people out there. Everyone knows what's going on with the virus, but the people that I come home and put the people that I live with at risk for some type of virus, because you just don't know. So I played it safe. Maybe the first or second time that I haven't had a video in like 60 weeks or something like that. I've always put out something consistently. I'll always do this live show consistently, so at least I'll put out one. But we just didn't. Trip canceled. Tennessee, millions of people go and visit Los Angeles, so I'm able to go and film stuff here and kind of give value to people that visit here. But right now it's just too difficult. I sent over the next couple of weeks on the weekly and tweak some things. I may do a cool video where I drive from Santa Monica to Malibu and give you guys a good look at what a beautiful western, imagining what it would be like to drive up PCH and see, you know, the cliffs of Malibu on your right and then the Pacific Ocean bursting away with beautiful crescent waves, and then you just feel comfortable. So we're gonna go ahead and tweak something, and that I can do in my car. I'm not putting anybody at risk. I'm not putting myself into contact with other people. So unfortunately, we were not able to put out the weekly Travel Man Dan show last week. So, you know, just go ahead and watch one of the other shows. That's all I can say. All right. Going back to the beer, let me know if you've ever had Sapporo, or if you can suggest a good beer Arizona, or maybe you have a decent beer from Israel that you want to go ahead and... Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's just right, okay? My dad is drinking the blue, Labatt Blue, the only beer to ever score a perfect 10 on the weekly. Though are used, okay? Certain bottles, like, but the brown bottle here. We're gonna go ahead and go back to what we were talking about before when we were talking about Easter, okay? So, without getting too religious, without getting too, you know, I certainly do not want to start this show to offend anybody. And, well, it's kind of hard to sometimes offend somebody and not offend somebody, or, you know, you never know what you're going to say. So we're not going to get too related Easter, okay? And the thing is, why do we have an Easter bunny with eggs, okay, that are symbolic to Easter? Well, does anybody know? If you know, go ahead and put it down in the comments. And what it basically means is, why do we use the bunny, okay? The bunny we use because it is a symbolic animal of fertility, okay, of spring, of being reborn and rebirth, okay, and that is the springtime. So therefore, we use the bunny as correlation with going ahead and having a rebirth and, well, having new life, if you will. And that is why the egg, okay? Obviously, the egg is, well, a baby chicken, which is really weird in itself, but the egg opening up is also the chick coming out, and basically another symbolic way of showing new life. And we all know what happened in the cave and all that kind of stuff, and if you don't know it, well, just Google it, I guess, as they say. Don't even get me going. Yeah, it's weird, right? We have a Easter bunny and we have each eggs and whatever. But Greg, we certainly don't want to get anybody going on this show. And you know, and my brother will contest. I do like a good aggravation, but we're not doing that today. We're not doing that on this show. It's Easter, right? You bust out your pastel colors. We're having a little beer. I hope you're at home enjoying it, having a holiday cheer. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some other things. If you notice my channel, okay, you're going to see them start, especially with the older editions. Now, what I didn't do, because when I first started doing my channel, I knew nothing about YouTube, okay? I knew nothing at all. I would just watch it periodically. But now that I'm into about a year and a half, I've grown and I've learned a lot about it. I've learned all about the algorithms and, you know, the metadata and all the stuff in behind the scenes of YouTube, which makes the people that you see very successful, okay? And one of the things that I put in a tweak on each video is I never labeled the episodes. So if you go back to some of my first episodes, and please do, you know, share them or do whatever, and you can see the growth that I've grown. It's not only just as like, well, the talent on TV or on YouTube or whatever, but just all the other little tiny things that you don't see. But one of the things you'll see is I started labeling the episodes, okay? And eventually the seasons, okay? And you're gonna see, okay, show episode 5. So that way you can kind of keep what you want to see, or that you can kind of suggest to somebody. Yes, that, see, Greg, absolutely, and that's what I'm talking about right there. Is do them by numbers. Do you know? Because people like to follow people. They got, you know, they like to go ahead and follow certain YouTubers, if you will, or YouTube's videos, right? But they don't want to know if they're watching one from 2016 when they should be watching something from 2020, right? So that number, that episode, okay, is definitely really, really key to the viewer. And I've started adding that in. That was my own fault. I had to learn it, right? This is a process. This is a learning thing. I knew nothing about it, but as days go by, I'm getting better and better, and I'm learning these strategic moves. So if you haven't seen some of the older episodes, I'm probably at about 40, because it's kind of hard to go back and work, yeah, back and forth with it. Exactly, Greg. That's what I'm saying. Like, you just don't really know. So now moving forward, I'm going ahead and setting everything up. So okay, guys, let me know if you're freezing. Okay, is it not cold, but is the stream freezing? Are you guys getting a good feed? I just got notice from my dad and my brother saying that it was freezing. Let me know if the stream is freezing. I don't see any problems here, but let me know if you guys are. Let's go back into the beer review and this big old bottle of Sapporo. All right, I was freezing for a bit. Yeah, thank you, Greg. Oh, that's good. That is really good stuff. It's really got that kind of bottle cap taste to it. Okay, you know that that backwash that you taste, and it's almost like a fine metal of some type, but it's actually the bottle cap, and it kind of takes on that taste. It's not a lot, but mixed with the aroma of the beer, it's just really nice flavor. Sapporo from Japan. All right, guys. Now let's shift gears and let's go back into sports. Man, I thought the UFC was going to pull off the 249 over at the Indian reservation. They canceled, well, they changed directions themselves, and instead of it being Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov, sorry Khabib, I don't know. Yes, I'm seeing a bunch of freezes. Yes, I know. Chris, what's up? Welcome to the show. I know it's there's nothing I can do right now. The internet is just really throttled, and we don't get the best streams going on right now. I'll try to get better next week. So yeah, the UFC was going to put on the event. It got canceled. I'm actually kind of glad. I feel terrible for the fighters, right? I definitely want the fighters to make the money, and I definitely would have loved to have seen Ferguson Gaethje. Gaethje's like my favorite fighter, him and Weidman. But one of the things that I did really want to see was Khabib and Ferguson. And now that this new 249 got canceled, we still may see that because now Khabib goes into Ramadan until like August. So we don't know how long this whole event is going to go down, but we're definitely going to be able to see that fight. Hopefully now we have a better chance because who knows? I think Gaethje would have beat Ferguson. If he did, we would have never had that. You know, it's been canceled. This is the 5th time. So yeah, I kind of feel really bad for the fighters and their families and stuff like that, especially because I don't think they get paid what they deserve. You know, you got people in professional sports making, you know, $40 million, some of them, and then league minimums $500,000 in NFL. But then you got these guys that are going out there and getting their head punched in, their eye socket kicked in, and whatever, their teeth popped out, and they're making, you know, nothing compared to that. So every fight for them means, you know, keeping their family, you know, support and basically keeping their camp going. So I'm a little sad about that, but hopefully it'll all be worked out and we'll get over this and we'll be back to, ooh man, when the UFC comes back, Bellator, I mean, when all the sports come back, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So next thing I want to go into is, if you haven't seen any of my videos, we're going to go ahead. I got some new fun stuff coming out. You guys recognize this. You might recognize it as a Crown Royal bag, right? But if you haven't seen any of my videos, inside the Crown Royal bag is the Magic Globe, okay? The Magic Globe. If you've never seen any of my videos, this is what helps me transport all over the world for, well, no airline fare. It was given to me by a wizard named Zirzor, who gave this to me one day when I was out hiking, and I'm able to transport anywhere in the world by just closing my hand and thinking about it. I don't want to do it. I'm having a good time here live, and thank you for joining me. And if I do it, I might end up in somewhere, well, and I might get in trouble because of the current global pandemic going on. But I just wanted to bring back out the Magic Globe and let you know that I'm dusting her off. She's still right here, kept well in the Crown Royal bag. We're going to go ahead, and as soon as this thing is all over, we're going to go all over the place. We're going to still concentrate on what I wanted to do at the beginning of this year, and that's the western part of the United States. Hey, and well, this is it right here, the Magic Globe. And we're going to keep her tucked away. I just wanted to bring that out and show you guys a little bit about the Magic Globe, okay? So we got some fun and exciting things going on. I don't know if you've checked out this channel or this show before, but we have a coloring book coming out. Hopefully by sometime this year. I know we have the artist and he is in the house. What up, Chris? Chris Morani, shouts out to you, bud. You are a phenomenal artist. Really enjoyed the journey that you took with me. The photos are right over there. We're going to go ahead and talk to, thank you, Barrow. We're going to go ahead and talk to a publisher, and we're going to put the wheels in motion. And I got to tell you, it's an exciting thing. The coloring book is going to be fun. It's going to be new and fresh, and you're going to be able to go ahead and purchase it or make a donation. And then your donation will go directly for children around the world and their educational needs. And then I'm going to go over to those countries and hand schools and literally give them money that I've earned off of this coloring book. And then I'm going to go ahead and film it. So if you going forward decide to go ahead and donate and buy a coloring book, not only will you get the coloring book, but then you'll be able to watch where your donation goes, and it's a special thing. It's something that I've had in motion for a few years now, and I'm glad that Chris, we got it done. Thank you so much. Chris is the artist and he is here. I had an artist for 4 years at college. All 4 years I got an A+. I need help, let me know. Greg, maybe I can put you in touch with my buddy. So you know, I'm here to help, and if I can, let me know. Shoot me a DM on the Facebook or whatnot, and if you tell me what you're looking for, I can pass along the information. Chris, if you're still with me, is a phenomenal artist. I mean, we're going to get into his story at a later point. I just wanted to bring up the coloring book, but Chris is not only a phenomenal artist, he's got an incredible story, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that in another time. But starting to stutter and foam at the mouth. Let's get back into the Sapporo. Now this is the pint. You can see it's a little bit more than 12 ounces. It is 20.3 ounces. Really delicious. One of the things I'm taking away is just the creamy maltness of this beer. Really special. I know Japan has a lot of dry beers. They like that style. I do too. It's delicious. Yeah. Is that what it is, Greg? Is it a rice beer? Oh, okay. I'm not really sure if it's brewed from rice. It wouldn't surprise me being from Asia. It doesn't say, but maybe that is the. Yeah, Chris, absolutely, bro. You deserve it. That's that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is like that's that malty taste that you trace when you try Sapporo. It is like maybe it is the rice that I taste, that unfamiliar flavor, but mixed in there with the pandemic, as known as the COVID-19, or and there wasn't all this stuff going on. If I gave you the magic globe, or if you were out hiking, if you were talking, it's like these people. Listen, let's talk about, and you were able to go anywhere in the world. I said, okay, hey, Greg, how you doing? Hey, borrow. Here you go. Here's the magic globe. You can borrow it. Just make sure you return it. And where would you go? You're going to stay at each place for 10 days. So it's an entire month, right? And you're just 10 days, then you go to the next place. Don't have to say in order, just 3 places that you would absolutely love to go to right now. Let me know where you want to go. I'd love to hear from you. You can bust out the magic globe. I'll give it to you right now. Here you go. Take it. Take that globe right there. Travel the world. Go see some stuff. Meet some people. Enjoy the food. These are the. I would definitely not wait to go to Peru. It looks like I'm trying. Dude, Riga and Villainous are. Greg, please tell me you've seen my videos. I will go ahead and try it. I hope you get there, Greg. But let's talk about Peru. Ceviche. I want to go ahead and see llamas. I want to get some of those cool parkas. Oh man, it's just so colorful and beautiful. And well, I really like when I go to a place and it's so interesting inside the cities, and then they have real close to some kind of phenomenal nature aspect to it. This being, well, of course, Machu Picchu. That's what I want to tell you. Oh yes, you told me that. Check out those videos, man. It would be awesome. Number two place for me. Number 2 place for me would be Scotland. I would love to see Scotland. I have the castles, okay? It's just something about Scottish cat there in the UK, and I want to try haggis. You can go ahead and Google it and check it out, or I'll go ahead and throw a link down below. The Edinburgh Fringe Festival is like this blowout in Edinburgh display of theater and booze and all kinds of different the whole. So Scotland, the western part, 3 of 3 to 5 places that you really want to go. And since, well, I'm giving you the magic globe, well, that's all I can tell you is I hope that you can take advantage of it. But the third place that I really want to see is SEA, baby. Do you know what that even is? That stands for Southeast Asia, and that is one of my favorite places in the world. I really, really want to go see Laos. It's just so exotic to me. You got all those monks there and the temples, and if you know about the monks tradition in Laos, it's basically like they start walking around the neighborhoods every morning at 5 a.m. and the people wake up at like 4 a.m. and they prepare food for the monks to eat. They never charge them. They just bring it out to them. It's just a cool, peaceful society. It's got that jungle vibe to it, that kind of backwater, underdeveloped country feel, but the people are such nice people. To be honest with you, I don't know too many Laotian people, actually, but the ones that I do, they're wonderful. Their food is exotic. It's delicious. It's all kinds of fresh, weird vegetables and like meats that are prepared much similar to Thai food, but it's literally in the thick where you want to go send and try this Sapporo pint. But wow, your cousin was there and he learned Tibetan language. That's beautiful. I was close to Tibet. I made it to the border. I went to Shangri-La. Had an amazing time. In Chinese it's called Shangri-La, and palaces and temples and things like that. But let's go back into what I recommended. Rice, well, man, smell beans the first couple of scents, and that's what you're drinking when you drink Sapporo. You're drinking that first taste of beer, that first refreshing flavor. That I've worked all friggin' day with my hands in the hot sun, and give me a beer, and ooh man, it's just delicious, refreshing. I can't say it any other way. I love Sapporo. That's why I'm going to give it a really high score. I'm going to definitely bring it in there. It's coming close to the top. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give Sapporo a 9. Wow, 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 wow. A 9, guys. I haven't gave a beer a 9 in a very long time, but I really, really like this beer. I think that if you want to go ahead and drink like 10 to 12 of them in the afternoon, you could do it because it's not overpowering. Okay, now I don't recommend 10 or 12 this size. What do we got heading up? Happy Easter, Jamie. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope you have a great week. I know we're stuck inside, but make the best of it. Stay healthy and be well. And once again, thank you for joining us live today. Hurry up, you had one beer and I had 7. Oh my gosh, Greg. But it's a big beer, Greg. Come on, it's a big beer. All right, so Greg's really pushing me to get into the next beer. Let me go ahead and start you with the next beer. And yes, you are. And I'm so appreciative. Man, thank you so much. Like I said, I hope I'm in your city and I can belly up to the bar and we can Magic Globe. We talked about how much everybody misses baseball. Right, the only people that probably don't miss baseball are the Houston Astros because they didn't want to get booed out of the town. We're talking about Happy Easter. The episodes were being labeled. Now, even die by, I guess, crap. Your Molson, your Old Milwaukee, your Jenny, like your average beers, your OVs and stuff. But then there were a few other ones. And one of the beer that we're going to try today was one of those other ones. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the Sam Adams Boston Lager. Check them out, okay? Sam Adams, delicious Boston Lager from New England. Let's go ahead, and it is 5%. So it's right on the border of being a strong beer according to our show. Strong beer, well, you need to be 6% over. But Sam Adams Lager here is at 5%. It is brewed in, let's see, what exact town is it brewed in? Boston, Massachusetts. Okay. All right. So go ahead and pop this top. Take a, ooh. Oh man, that's good. All right. So it's got a bit of a, I don't want to say cherry because I think that's more delusional in my mind because Boston, Sam Adams puts out a cherry wheat around the holidays and it's phenomenal. Shouts out to Uncle John for always having that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Nothing like a Good Guy's pizza and a winter cherry ale. And wow, this is really good. Let's go ahead and try it out and let me know what I think. Okay. All right. It's got a nice taste to it. It's a little heavier than the Sapporo. Nice, easy, kind of crisp lager feel. Not bad first sip. Not bad at all. You're never going to go wrong with a Sam Adams. So let's go ahead and put that sucker down. And I want to talk about this upcoming week, okay? Since we were unable to do a weekly, the Travel Man Dan show, we're moving just on schedule, and up next is next week we're having another Food Friday show. The places, Great American Beer, lots of flavor. Only problem is here all the time. You know, that is definitely one that you definitely want to try at least once in your life, especially if you're American. Then you're moving on. We're live, so we're gonna not even edit that out. Go ahead and we're gonna probably do Arby's or Taco Bell. But not looking back, that was amazing. Loved it, every second of it. Because we're quarantined, we're doing all these fast food videos. So if they're on YouTube and they're checking out videos, and make sure you check it out. It'll be out next Friday, and well, you can check out for yourself which place I do and tell me what you think and let me know of it. It's I gotta be honest with you, it's not cheaper. Video, how many people we got in the room? Raise your hand if you're in the room, raise your hand. Let me know your favorite fast food restaurant. All right, okay. Got a good flavor to it. Overall, I'm not super convinced. I mean, I've had it before, but I gotta be honest with you, that Sapporo was really freaking good. The Sam Adams is gonna be a thicker kind of lager, almost like a red ale flavor, but really enjoyable. It's the type of beer that you want to pour into a pint glass. You'd definitely be paying. Okay, very. So let's go ahead and we're gonna talk about this this day in history. And once again, just like the beer, I research it and the community loves it. So if you go ahead and research any of these topics after what I'm about to tell you, on April 12th, Crusade occupies and plunders Constantinople, which was the site. All right, on 4/12, 1860 started the Civil War. So just imagine that, right? In 1861, today, the Confederates stormed Fort Sumter, which then triggered, I'm sure the tensions were already high at some point, okay? But they triggered an interesting aspect of history on this day in 1860. Well, there it is, okay. So on April 12th, 19, president leader of the People's Republic of China, which then, I checked, can check it out. Today, 4/12, 1955, okay? Speaking of pandemics, the USA Salk vaccine for polio was declared safe and effective. So therefore, this was essentially the start of polio vaccinations. And then were given to pretty much everybody, except for like, I guess some certain religious kind of, I don't know what sects or whatever you want to call it. You've been frozen up for, damn it. You know, this is really, really disturbing me, man. I really am enjoying these live shows, but I'm so sorry, guys, for this freeze up. But we're gonna plow on through. We're gonna do our best to keep it going. But yeah, that's what happened. The polio vaccine was declared effective and safe. All right, so now, in April 12th, 1980, the U.S. Olympic Committee endorses a U.S. boycott of the 1980 Moscow Games. Now, why did the U.S. boycott the 1980 Games? Because Russia was invading a little country called Afghanistan. Huh. Wow. And they didn't want to do the Olympic Games because they felt like Russia had no business being in Afghanistan. Moving on. All right. April 12th, 2009, Captain Richard Phillips was rescued by the U.S. Navy from Somalian pirates. And you might remember Captain Phillips' movie played by Tom Hanks. Brilliant actor, brilliant movie. Check it out. If you haven't seen it before, it is awesome. But yeah, that's what happened in 2009. Guys, I want to go ahead and slug this Sam Adams, and I want to take this time to apologize to you. I'm really sorry. I'm doing my best with these live shows. The stream sucks. There's nothing we can do about it. I hope we can get through this. I got a little bit more. We're going to do what are you reading? What are you watching? I'm going to end it with a quote. And that's pretty much it, guys. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this Boston Lager. If you've never had it, it is good. It's delicious. It is a classic American microbrew. That's where I feel like you get the most pleasure from drinking this beer, is when you take a big, healthy, full swig, and then, oh, the sweetness, okay, of that lager just laps onto your throat, and it is such a tasty beer. You know what this beer is really good for? Like, if you have a giant hot pretzel and some hot cheese, right? And you're dipping the hot cheese and you're just eating away. That's what this beer is really good for. And yeah, I really like this beer. You know what you're getting with the Sam Adams? It's gonna be on the cusp of, like, you know, when you go in and you want to try, like, oh, I'll take the Hairy Goat IPA, please. You don't know what the hell that is. Oh, I'll take the Space Shuttle USA, please. You have no idea what that IPA tastes like unless that's the one you drink. Well, the Sam Adams, you kind of have some familiarity with it. So when you go ahead and you drink it, you know you're just going to get a good quality lager. All right, moving on. What are you reading? What are you watching? Guys, this is what I'm reading. Some of you may or may not know this, but I am. Ooh, you really like that one, Greg, huh? Okay, guys, 9.7. We'll see what my score is going to be, but that's a high score, Greg. That may be your beer. All right, so some of you guys may or may not know this, but I am a kung fu practitioner, and this is what I am reading. This is Hungar Kung Fu. It is a southern style of kung fu that I've been studying and practicing for many years, and this is my teacher. This is Sifu Bok Sam Kong. He is awesome, and in this book it tells you techniques, and this is all kinds of illustrated pictures of a lot of cool and basic stances. Look at that scissor stance. It takes you through a lot of forms. Okay, do I think I'm a UFC fighter? No. Do I like traditional kung fu? Hell yeah. I mean, look at this stuff. This is like 1980s filmed, just created. And the best thing about it is this is my Sifu, which means master. And right here he said it. Bok Sam Kong 05, he gave me this signature, and he is in the Kung Fu. Hey, AJ, what the heck? Just, wow, it's so crazy. AJ is joining us, guys, and AJ is my friend who is an actual real fighter, and it's so weird because he hopped on here right at the time where he knows Buck Sam, he knows about him, he knows I love Kung Fu, he loves UFC, and he's an actual real kickboxing champion. So guys, let's welcome AJ Ricciardi to the show. Awesome, AJ. It's so I go through this segment. You've never seen my live show, but this is what are you reading, what are you watching? And since we have a lot of quarantine time, I've been brushing up on my forums. Guys, AJ, guys, if you haven't, AJ has a podcast, and you got to check it out, man. He has the greatest knowledge and information on kung fu martial arts movies. The dude is sick. The guy is unbelievably brainy. So you need to check it out. I'm going to tell you, AJ, go ahead and throw it up in the comments right now, the name, because I want to go ahead and shout him out right now. He is awesome. You need to check him out. Cast. I'll go knowledge practitioners or that your time. But this is now we're gonna go ahead and do a little segment. We'll continue in the segment. What are you watching? And what am I watching? It's so weird AJ's here because ironically, I know he's a huge fan of the movies I started watching. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, you need to get it. It's better than Netflix. Yes, I said it. I don't care what you think. I think it's better. They have a great source of old kung fu movies, and well, they have a lot of old movies. And I've dived back into the James Bond movies. Yesterday, I watched. Yes, AJ. Yesterday I watched Sean Connery, and it was From Russia with Love, one of my favorite movies, one of the best James Bond movies, one of the best James Bond. It's weird. I go back and forth because I get a lot of, what? Like on this, but my favorite James Bond, and I believe he was only in 2, I believe he was only James Bond twice, no, he was in A View to a Kill too, I think. The train fight scenes. Oh, it's amazing. Amazing. See, that's what I'm talking about, guys. You need to check out AJ's podcast because he will break down that train fight scene. But my favorite James Bond, I think, is actually Timothy Dalton. I think he's phenomenal. I just like that style. Maybe it had to do with something with the nostalgia of growing up during that era. Just something about it. I really enjoy Timothy Dalton. Of course, View from the Kill is, for me, it's just got everything. I just, that James Bond movie, it was like the crossing over, because there's some shit going on in the 60s and 70s that are cool, and a lot of people like to latch on to that because it was cool. It was like that era. And then there's the crossover, and then the Daniel Craig people, and it's so much newer and whatever. But right in there, they meet, and that's what I'm talking about, the Timothy Dalton era. I just think there's just so much cool cinematic storytelling going on. I think Timothy Dalton's a cool-looking dude, and I think he's a good-looking James Bond character. And it just really, if you don't have Amazon, get it. Go to all the James Bond movies and watch them through, because obviously Sean Connery's phenomenal. Dalton, they're just Daniel Craig. They're just, all of them was good. They're really just the perfect action movies, and that's what I'm watching. Let me know down below what you're watching. I'd love to hear from you, and let's get into this. I know AJ's got something going on. All right, let's go back into the Sam Adams. Let's go ahead and I got about one more sip into it. Then we're gonna do the quotes of the week, and we're not gonna do the actual quote this week because we're gonna do something a little bit different. Yeah, I'll talk about it after the sip. Greg gave it a 9.7. Let me finish the last sip. And then, what are you watching? Sister Street Fighter. What is that? That's what I'm talking about. Dude pulls out stuff like Eagle Claw in your friggin' face. And then you're like, I've never seen that. And AJ will break it down to you. He will tell you it is a 1981 cinematic, amazing film from Hong Kong. You need to check out his podcast. I'll go ahead and put it down in the description below. Let's take this on. All right. There it is, guys. The Sam Adams. Boston Lager. And that, hey, you're from Boston, huh? Why don't you go park the car? I don't know why do they always use that reference? I guess it's probably because it's the easiest thing for people that can't do accents to mimic. Park the car. Anyway, delicious beer. Greg, you gave it a 9.7. Like I said, will I do 10 of them? I got a beer for you that is killer. Please, Greg, down in the description, let me know. Where can I get it? We haven't done that on this show. Maybe we'll do it next week. I don't have an exit. Really good, fun beer. Okay, you know what you're getting with the Boston Lager. Really delicious, kind of that sweet, almost on a borderline red ale kind of flavor, but it's a lager. Really enjoyable. Love it. Gonna give it a good score. I'm not gonna go into the 9s, but I'm gonna give the Sam Adams an 8. All right, there it is. I'm giving it an 8. Guys, we had a delicious, fun day. This is what we had. We had Sapporo and we had Sam Adams. Awesome day, amazing time. Thank you so much. We're gonna end today a little bit different. Now, usually we go ahead and we do a quote. And the quotes are brought on, you know, and they're fun. And I love it actually, because it's what gives me inspiration. It gives me a lot of inner inspiration that I don't share. Sapporo got a huge score, AJ. Huge score. And Chris, stay for one more minute. Chris, give me one more minute. I'm gonna close out this show, guys. This is all I want to say. We're going through some stuff right now. We're going through a crazy time period. I'm not gonna give a quote. I just want to say, if you're religious or not, whatever you guys look to being a high and good intention, of course, with an economic, just go ahead, put it out there in the universe. I'm not sure what it's going to do, but hopefully that positivity, that initial spark of being at one together, not to get too mystical or whatever, but just being on a positive trip will also bring us together. It's a tough time. Everybody's going through it. We're going to do a quote this next week, but just for those people that are sick, those people that are struggling, just go ahead and say something for them that can give them some kind of spark, some kind of vibration, some kind of encouragement to continue to go, to continue to live. We need each and every one of us. It's very important. I'm sorry, Greg. You know, I get so emotional. I get so pumped up. If you knew who I was as a person, you know that this stuff is coming from the heart. And yeah, just really, guys, stay safe out there. Be well. If you celebrate, happy friggin' Easter. AJ, I love you, bro. And tell Jess I said hi. Those you guys, Chris, thank you. We are rolling on with the coloring book. Greg, thank you for staying with me. Barrow, if you're still here, Jamie, whoever else is still here, guys, thanks for spending the time with me. I love you all. Happy Easter. I'm Travel Man Dan. Remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.